Hello and welcome to Scots United, where I and my team of Scots, who are also me, bring you the latest in movies, television, and popular culture. So, here we are. We're inches close to the Oscar nominations, and we'll talk more about some predictions, some things to expect. But before we do, let's get to a movie and a TV offering that we like to talk about this week. So first, we're going to go to Scott and hear about a film that you've probably been hearing more and more about recently.
Hey Scott, so I am just getting back from seeing If Beale Street Could Talk. Now, I'm an avowed fan of Moonlight. It was my favorite film that year, and this is the follow-up by director Barry Jenkins, who also adapted this from James Baldwin's novel of the same name. Now, if you saw Moonlight and this back-to-back, you would see there are definitely some similarities. One, Barry Jenkins does not need to, rush. He is all about a languid film, and I didn't mind that. Like Moonlight, I thought was riveting. Beale Street, it's a little stodgy. I'll be honest. I was kind of ready for it to be over. It took a while to get there, and I was fine with it. But I felt the length of it.
Say what? Okay, that was low. That was uncalled for.
You'll also notice from both films how beautiful they look, and this one too. The amber lit, gorgeous scenes with the two leads who are both beautiful. They're both walking together in the rain under this red umbrella, and the love between them is so well acted and so beautifully presented, and the whole movie is well acted. Everyone is great in this, and certainly Regina King just won a Golden Globe, very likely to be nominated for an Oscar, and she is tremendous. Shout out to Leftovers Season 2, which made me fall in love with her for the nth time. I've loved her since I watched her on 227 back when I was a kid, and she and I were not far from the same age. Nonetheless, music too. They both use music so beautifully, and the music will bring you to tears if nothing else. And the movie's complex. James Baldwin. I mean, it's not going to be a simple boy meets girl story. It's about incarceration. It's about, the lopsidedness of the justice system when it comes to people of color. It's about families and about, dreams and not always getting what you hoped or what you deserve or what's fair. And so, it isn't the happiest movie.
Yeah, okay.
It's a movie worth seeing, though.
I'm sure it is. So if Beale Street Could Talk, it's widening and going to more and more theaters. It's probably near you now, or it wasn't a month ago. Check it out. Thought-provoking stuff. And now we're going to go to Scott and hear about a Netflix offering that has probably been popping up and playing its ad for you. It's a little provocative, so let's hear more about that. So I just checked out Sex Education with Asa Butterfield. It's on Netflix and has Gillian Anderson as his mother, Gillian Anderson of The X-Files. And she's a sex therapist, and he's her son, and he kind of starts deciding he can be his own version of a sex therapist for his high school classmates. I'm of two minds with this show. On the one hand, it's already in 2 episodes, and that's all I've watched. It has those, insane moments that you're in no real school would this ever happen or be allowed to happen, or would these characters ever do something like this? There's some real ridiculous nonsense. But on the other hand, it is kind of a frank and honest and very, even explicit in some ways, depiction of sexuality that I just don't think we get in America very much. And that was refreshing. And Gillian Anderson is a gem. And the cast is kind of charming. So we'll see where it goes. But if you can't deal with nudity, and yes, there's some prosthetics clearly used, but you do see some penis, and you do see some boobs, and it is used for comedy, but still it's right there. Do you find you're uncomfortable with depictions of high school students and sexual situations, and partial nudity?
And admittedly, that did occur to me. It's on the one hand, all these actors are in their early 20s. On the other, they're portraying high school students. It was like with Riverdale, and people were clamoring after season 1 for more skin and more sex. And it's these are high school students. This does make me feel strange.
But hey, to each his own, to each her own. They're all of legal age to be on film, and it's done with a sense of humor that it didn't make me feel uncomfortable. Very true. So yes, they are all legal, adults. They are, doing this of their free will. There's a little tongue-in-cheek and a little humor with nudity. It's very British. It's very European, and it's a little more open. And hey, that's a good thing. I myself am on episode 5, and I have to say, I find the show more and more charming. Asa Butterfield is great, and the show is a lot of fun. All right, now, we talked about Oscars, and now here we are. Okay, now, first of all, Best Picture. Now, as you may know, we can have up to 10 nominees. Now, a movie only gets on the list if there is a certain, they have to meet a certain proportion or percentage of votes to get on the list. So it can be 10, could be 7. Now, what do I think? I think this year, there is no clear favorite. And I feel like it's a real expanse of possibilities here. So I'm going to predict 9, maybe 10. I would be surprised if it was less than 9. Because I think we're still trying to find who the favorite is. A couple months ago, people might have said A Star Is Born. Will it get nominated for Best Picture? Yes. But is it the favorite? No, I don't think that's the case anymore. I think we're still feeling out where we are. I think you're going to see that. You're going to see Roma. You're going to see The Favorite. And you're most likely going to see BlacKkKlansman. You're going to see If Beale Street Could Talk. You're going to see Green Book, maybe, maybe not. Will some films like Can You Ever Forgive Me or Eighth Grade sneak on there? Maybe. We'll have to see. Will Bohemian Rhapsody get on there, partly buoyed by its Golden Globes win? Maybe. Again, it's pretty open, and for all the people that make these predictions, I feel like there's still some question marks here, and I am ready to be surprised. Oh, a little shake there. Surprise me, I said. Surprise me. Similarly, best actress. You've got Glenn Close. You've got Lady Gaga. You've got Olivia Colman from The Favorite. You've got Melissa McCarthy from Can You Ever Forgive Me? Those 4 probably set in stone. Who's the 5th going to be? There are possibilities. Best Actor, you have Christian Bale, you have Bradley Cooper, you have Viggo Mortensen, you have Rami Malek. Again, fairly set. That 5th, question mark, because there's still only 5 for these categories. Same with supporting, like actress. You got the 2 other ladies from The Favorite, Rachel Weisz and Emma Stone. You have Regina King from If Beale Street Could Talk. And you have Amy Adams from Vice. Again, those 4 pretty much set. And there's a 5th that might happen in some interesting directions. But then again, we've been proven wrong. A couple years ago, Amy Adams, shoo-in for nomination for Arrival. Didn't happen. Crazy snub. So we don't know. I mean, again, I feel like now, as opposed to like a decade ago, or even 2 decades ago, even more, we are in a tumultuous place where things are changing and moving, and you can't make expectations, right? Way back in the day, you could say the movie that has the most nominations is probably going to win Best Picture. You could say that whoever wins for Best Director will also win for Best Picture. That isn't true anymore. It's sometimes true, but it's not always true. Spotlight with Michael Keaton won Best Picture, about the abuse in the church, and the Boston Globe with Mark Ruffalo and Rachel McAdams. 2 nominations, 1 Best Picture. So all bets are off. So I'm hoping for some surprises. I'm hoping to get excited. We are working on our best of top 10 list of movies. I still have 1 that I really want to see before I commit. But it'll be coming. It'll be a special episode, so look forward to that. Otherwise, we're all set for this week. Enjoy your week. Join us again next week, and have a good one.